This will be also a part 2 in my last video about addiction society. I started Science Part Gotland on their entrepreneur program 2014, and I also divorced around that time. And of course it was a very big step for me to be a full-time entrepreneur, trying to develop a speech model to something else and get my own tool. So everything was okay, and I was not stealing anything. I was developing another thing. That was my main what I really want to do. But it was not easy, and it took a lot of time, and I got ideas one after a new one, and then I changed something, and another one, and then etc. You know, it was a process. But I also started to focus 100% on myself by meditating every morning, at films that I got from, who knows, I call it source, because I got films all the time on top of my YouTube, and very good ones as well, not bad ones. And I understand that this was a system, follow me, and I got sounds on the phone, and I understood that this was much bigger than I thought at the first place. So I started with decalcifying my pineal gland. I didn't know what the pineal gland was, but I bought water, and I also understood that I need to change my food. I need to eat more vegetables. So I started with that too. I also listened to Krishnamurti, Teal Swan, and Alan Watts, pretty much. I worked with my childhood trauma when my mother left me and my father when I was 15, trying to see, trying to feel the situation and things around it, and I think that was a very important first step. I also read more about food and supplements. I was trying to think commercial way, trying to get the supplements connected to my idea. But then I changed that view after I listened to a very interesting program from Rainmaking Time about a man called André Kruger, a scientist that have been working with fasting for over 30 years, only using nature's own way, the body, to clean everything. And he's been working with thousands of people, and very interesting. No one knows about this man, and we are talking about health now all over the place. Why? And the Nobel Prize winner in medicine, Uzumi, it was all about fasting, starving the cell. He's been working with that for also 30 years. And did we notice that? Did they tell us about that? No. Very interesting, because it's another hiding system, because they will not earn any money if fasting will be the way. So I did not go from eating normally to eat once a day and fast 22 hours that I do now. I started with doing intermittent fasting, eating in a 6-hour window and fasted in a 18-hour window. And of course I ate paleo food, no processed food, much vegetables, try to find some good fruit, etc. You can read more about paleo food on other places. But it's very, very interesting how the system hide things that is good for us. Why? Because they don't want us to feel good. No, they don't. I also, starting the rainmaking time was a very, very interesting program. I recommend it. I also learned about anaerobe training and science about that from Phil Campbell, a man that also have been working as a fitness training for 30 years and done a study 2001 about his anaerobic training connecting to growth hormone, because his science tell us that you can spike your growth hormone with 300 to 500% if you train in his way. 30 seconds hard, 1.5 minute rest, and repeat that 10 times. Now it's science. The testosterone level will rise, and the telomeres as well. Very, very important stuff. And BBC sent a program in SVT, Swedish television, 5 years ago about HIIT training. And they were telling about how to do it and everything, but no important info about the testosterone, telomeres, or growth hormone. Why? It's a system. It's also very, very interesting that children play in an anaerobic way. Naturally. They run and they stop, and they run and they stop. They do not do it in the same like a marathon runner, because they must learn it, but their body will do it when it needs. So let the children play and they will do the right stuff, and we must go back and do the same, because of this growth hormone is of course very important. If you can grow that, you will live longer. It's the growth hormone. So at last we can investigate if this system that I've been doing will be possible to implement to other people, because I am totally sure that everything I have been doing in this project is important, not only for me, because I'm only someone that have this as a mission, but it's very important for human beings getting in the right direction. And the system, the elite, they don't want us to be more conscious, to be more aware of what's going on, because they have a hidden agenda. And it's very, very mean, and it's very, very serious. I am sure. I have not understand this before, because I have not got the time to research, to look at videos from people that have written books about it, that have committed their life to investigate things about this. But now I am totally sure, and that's why I am so sure, and I'm so convinced that we can do it, and it will not be any leader that would help me, because the leaders, it's a system. They want to control other. They don't want people to grow, and we must do that now. We must let people get their own abilities to grow by their own passion. Ask questions. I cannot tell anyone to do anything. They must find it in themselves, like I have done. And we must use the best tools and the best method that we know about humans to do that. We cannot continue doing what we are doing now. And help me, please, you athletes. You have worked with yourself to reach your own goals in your careers. Otherwise, you had not been where you are. You understand this. And together, I am sure we can change the world one step at a time, together, with this application that must be built by the best companies in the world, because it's very complicated to do it, and we must connect a digital library with the best helpers. Also, if you like, you can turn to them. If you don't like, you don't have to, because it must be your own will. And also have a database connected to the question and ready answers, because if you have that, you can learn more about what is about the spiritual perspective. If you have opened your third eye, what will happen to the rest of the health issues, the standardized physical tests, and the questions and ready answers. What will be about the mental perspective? What will happen if you develop there, and what will happen also if you develop the physical? But we do not know everything, because we have not done this in a scientific way. And now we have a very, very good opportunity to do it outside the system, in phones, by free will, together with university. And I'm totally sure that Uppsala University, together with Gotland, would like to do this, because this is very, very interesting. And also will the parents get a nice statistic from their own children's group. What is happening here? How is it with smoking? How is it with alcohol? How is it with everything? And they can help and act too, of course. And the teachers in school, they can change what they are talking about. And also, adults will also get this application if you can build it for free, if they want, of course. And then also it can be statistics from other, about economics, about because it's not the same pupils and adults. And adults, the holistic no, type. The system is not the same for adults as it's for students, because it's much more questions for adults. But please understand, this is possible, but I need help, and it's kind of urgent. I have so much time left. Next month I cannot pay my bills.